All right. Okay. I want to talk on how you could get ideas for your book cover designs. All right. Um, it's quite normal. It's at a point in your designs you get stuck. Okay. It happens. All right. Like you don't know how you should, you know, design the cover, how you should arrange the text. Uh, Probably even the image you should use, okay, the kind of feel you should give the cover and all that. All right, when I got started, these are some of the things which I faced, okay, so it's pretty very normal. All right, and what I did is I use Amazon, like what you see here. Okay, I use Amazon. What you just need to do is uh, let's Amazon. Okay, so you have where are the books? Okay, then see here, Kindle books, children books, alright, magazine, textbooks. Let's check out Kindle books. Alright, we'll look at bestsellers. Let's look at bestsellers. There you can see some amazing covers here. Okay, if you want to see what the cover is about, you could actually click on it. Okay, I think should be somewhere around to like a preview. Trying to look for how to actually enlarge this so you see um, clearly what the feel and arrangement and all that. Okay, you can see more covers down here. Okay, it depends on what you're creating. Okay, you could um, I don't know how to use this side very well. Okay. Okay, nice. So what's been covering it? I've been looking for this space. Alright, let's say fantasy books. Oh shit. I meant to type fantasy books. Fantasy books. Okay. Now you see lots of covers. Alright. Lots of covers which could give you inspiration on what you should do. Okay. Let's look at let's see this. Okay. And most of the time, your book has to revolve around the title. Okay, the title is one of the first things you should consider while creating your book covers. Okay, is the first thing that will the title, the type of book cover. Okay, if it's a romance book, fiction book, non-fiction like marketing books. Okay, um, children's book. All right, the title will first tell you how to go about your design. All right, then when you've um, um, come up with um, a concept in your head, you don't just go ahead designing. Okay, what you do is most of the time some buyers will or some clients will um, tell you or send you plots, okay, like a summary of what your book is all about. Okay, so you most of the time they'll tell you who's the protagonist, who is this, okay, the main character in the book. Okay, most of the time what I do is I ask them who is the main character in the book. Okay, um, like the scenes that this um, this book is this book revolves around, um, um, how these characters look. Okay, and you know, not all books will actually require the use of um, people in them. Okay, there are some books that you don't even need people. There are some you just need symbols. Some you just need just plain text. Okay, it all depends on uh, the nature of the book. Okay, like take for instance the rise of the dragon. Okay, now if you thought that there was no reason left living after end of Sorcerer series, you rise of the dragon has promises to be another brilliant, amazing, blah blah blah. Horror Morgan has managed again to produce a strong set of cards that make us share for them on the rush coming for the permanent. Okay, um, let's look at something. Best-selling author, blah, Kristen becomes swim warrior like her father, even though she's blah 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 in fault of, and she struggles to understand her special skills and misfortunes and power she relates to from where secrets keeps her from blah 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 surrounding. And when Kara takes her father wanted blah 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 15 years of meanwhile sacrifice of his brother blah flames. Okay, this book is tied around a girl. Okay, and I'm trying to. You could. I see some, but the trolls want the become a watcher of the Taurus and help guard. Okay, so you could. For this is not the only concept you could have. You could have Taurus. Okay, with dragons flying around. Okay, with dragons, you understand what I mean. Okay, so this is not just the only feel this book cover can have. Something to understand that different designers will come up with different concepts. Okay, based on how they understand this um, story. Okay, so most of the time what I do is I ask clients for their plot, the summary of the book, what the book is all about. Okay, I try to understand it, and I know what to put on the cover. Okay, and sometimes some clients already know what they want. Okay, they want and a backdrop of a female looking to a city, blah blah blah. Okay, they know what they actually want. So such buyers, you just ask them what you ask them. Do you have any ideas for for your cover? All right. Most of them they have ideas. There are some that doesn't have at all. Some don't know how to what to be on the cover. I had one recently. He doesn't know what to be on the cover. Okay. Um, so most of the time you start from the title. Okay. You ask for plots. You ask if the person, the buyer has ideas what he or she actually wants. Okay, it doesn't hurt asking. Okay, so you should ask. It doesn't hurt asking. All right, so come to the point of your feel and all that. These are some of the things you should take into note when the person tells you I want a man in shield and that this, okay, um like he doesn't want people, okay, and all that, you know, using Amazon and looking through different book covers, okay, will give you a feel and how to arrange your your text, okay, and all that, okay, because I see the issue most persons have is actually arranging your text. Okay, like I've already said, when arranging your text, you should try and make use of grids. Okay, that will help you a lot to arrange your text, and make sure your text doesn't just overlap. You don't just overlap text. Okay, you could overlap a script font uh, on a solid font. Now, why you overlap a script font on a solid font? Because you know, even though the script font overlaps the solid font, you can still tell what the solid font is all about. Okay, you can still tell what the solid font is all about. Okay, and take for instance someone having a script font overlapping a script font, you just make it look all like as if you're creating some florals. Okay, so something you should understand that what matters, even with your creativity, try to make sure that whatever you write is very legible. Okay, now this is marketing books, okay, talking about how you can arrange your book covers, okay, and all that. So you go around the uh, Amazon, check around, okay, you can see e-commerce. Let's see. I believe you get the idea. It will help you to come up with design ideas. Like, take for instance, now you could model this, okay? You could model this cover, okay? But it mustn't have to be 80-20 principle marketing, blah blah blah, whatever. It could be your own test, okay? All right. So how you want to make it feel depends on you, okay? But what matters is adding some little bit creativity and your text arrangement, okay. And the other place I make use of is actually Fiverr itself, right? Now when you come to book cover designs, you see lots of persons who are doing great work, okay, not like this lady is quite her designs are good, okay, her designs are good, but mine's are better. All right. Okay. Let's just look at a few of these guys, top rated sellers. All right. Let's. Cause so this is what I do. All right. I go through their portfolio. Okay. You can see what they've done. All right. And just imagine how they are arranging their text, the way they are doing their design, the way they brush out some part, like you can see they feel the brushing all over here, and the kind of text they are using, and you can see this, um, see, this is not a very good design. I don't really like this text itself. Not a good design to me. Okay. Okay, so these are some. Now this is a very nice design. I like this design. Okay, you from this it gives you inspiration as in how to arrange your text, how to put out your images when you've already finalized the kind of image you should use. Now looking at things like this, it will give you how you should arrange, how to put your images together and all that, and give you that feel which you you picture in your head, or which your buyer has told you about. Okay, and most of the time when I started going to the font. I looked at different um, Phones, right about now, you have lots of phones with you. Lots of phone. When I started, I never had socks with me. Okay, and I must tell you that the PSD files which you have are simply amazing. If you really can make use of them. Okay, I've told you how to edit. All right, you could import other things from um, um, other PSD files. You can make use of 3 PSD files and put up a design and make it unique. All right, you bring out a font, you edit. Okay, what you should take note of is that don't have more than 3 different font types on a cover. Okay, most of the time I stick with 2. All right, if I go so crazy about it, I I don't go beyond 3 fonts, but most of the time I stick with 2 fonts. Okay, it gives your cover that consistency, that flow. Okay, it gives it a nice feel. I don't know if you actually understand what I mean. All right, because typography matters a lot. Okay, it's not just about putting pictures together and all that. You should know how to make use of text. All right, there are some things that cannot work on romance covers at all. They can't work on romance covers. I think you have it all spelled out for you in your PSD file. You should know what will actually work in a romance cover and what will not work in a romance cover. There are fonts that will work on fiction covers, fantasy covers, children book covers, marketing covers, and all that. All right, you should try and study these things. Okay, study these things and you get a feel of what I'm talking about. This person is designed uh, most um, inspirational covers, um, bodybuilding, weight loss, okay, marketing covers. That's what she does more. All right, let's just take a look at her portfolio. You can see her portfolio. Okay, you can see what she does. She doesn't really do more of fiction or fantasy covers. Okay, this is what she does more. Okay, see it right here. You can go through some of these covers, okay, and these accounts, and you know how they are arranging their text and all that. Trust me, before you know, model what you see. That's what actually matters. Try to model, okay, before you start trying to come up with your own form and all that. So right now I don't bother coming to look at a design before I know what to do. Sometimes as I design, it just flows. Okay, it's because the more you design, the more you model, the more you design, the more it becomes part of you, the more you become creative at what you do. Okay, the more you get doing it, the more you become creative at it. Now I don't need to look anywhere before I can come up with an idea for a book cover or how to arrange my text. Sometimes I am amazed. I become like, are you serious? You know, cause it just flows. Okay, um, so this is what I think you should be doing. Okay, and I don't really like. Okay, I think those 2 resources, Amazon and Fiverr, is just fucking enough. All right, it's just enough for you to have inspiration. Remember that you have to look at the type of cover you're designing. Either it's fiction cover, is romance or fantasy, or weight loss or bodybuilding, marketing, children book covers. Okay, the first thing you should know is to know the type of cover. Then what should go on the cover. For you to know what to go on the cover, you should know the title. All right, the title will tell you first what you should do. Okay, and then what the book is about. For those buyers that does not really know what they want on their covers, you ask them for a blog. Go through the blog. Okay, look at that character that is prominent that is always appearing. Okay, it could be a symbol is always talked about, or a person is always talked about, or an attitude is always talked about. Use something to represent that attitude. I don't know if you're trying to get what I'm trying to say. All right. Apart from that, you don't forget to ask your clients what is it that they actually want. What is the feel? Do you have any images in mind? These are some of the questions you could actually ask your clients. Okay, and this this has become so. But I believe you already get what I'm trying to tell you. All right, and believe me, if you can apply all I just talked about now, you have your PSD files. You shouldn't be having problems about how to arrange your test or what to do now, okay, or how to create effects, okay, or the effects that you should use on the cover. And remember, you should look at these designs. It's not every time you need to bevel a design, add bevels to design. It's not every time you need to add shadow to this design. It's not every time you have to add stroke. It's not every time you have to add gradients. It's not all the time. Okay, so I just want you to go through. Just imagine adding gradient to this cover you're seeing on your screen. It will look very unprofessional. All right, it will look very unprofessional. So this I believe this should get you going. All right. So bye.